We are live, it says. Good morning, everybody. It is Saturday, and this is Len Mooney, and welcome to this edition of the Law of Attraction webinar. And I want to thank you for, attending, for giving up a piece of your Saturday morning and spending it with me. And I will do everything I can in my power to make it absolutely worthwhile. I'm going to enable the Q&A, so if anyone has any questions, wants to ask any questions, you should be able to just shoot me a question. Meanwhile, I don't want to waste any of your Saturday morning, so let me jump right away into the PowerPoint presentation and get this show on the road. So I'm going to go to screen share, the entire screen, share, and present to everyone. So hopefully you're seeing my screen now. And if you're not seeing the screen, shoot me a comment in the Q&A, and I'm going to bring up a PowerPoint presentation. Of course, those of you who are familiar with webinars on air know that once I bring up the PowerPoint, I can't see the Q&A anymore for a little while. So hopefully everything is going to be going along okay. And here we go. We are presenting. And the title of today's webinar is How to Get What You Really Want with Ease. And it's focused on working with the law of attraction and the universal laws to figure out how to get what we want from the universe, and rather how to get the universe to give us what we want. So quick question. How would it feel if you knew you could attract anything you want in your business? More customers, more sales, more freedom. How would it feel if you knew the law of attraction was working for you to attract the people that you want to do business with? How would you like it if you had a clear vision of your future business and you knew how to move forward toward it every day? What if you knew you couldn't fail in business or in life? How powerful would that be to just have that confidence that things were going to work out for you? Now, let's talk about who this is for today, real briefly. This is for you if you have struggled with making the law of attraction work for you and attracting the success you deserve into your life. It's for you if you feel like you don't have a clear vision of where you want to go in your business or in your life. And it turns out that knowing what we want is one of the most difficult problems many of us face, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. It's for you if you feel like you don't understand your life's major purpose. Dear God, why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? What's this all about anyhow? What's it all about, Alfie? It's for you if you struggle with understanding your core values. What's really important to me? What is it that I would die for? It's most definitely for you if you're ready and willing to take 100% responsibility for your life, your dreams, your success, and your failures. Because the reality is, to get what we want out of life, we have to take 100% responsibility for what we get. If we don't do that, if we blame other people, then we can never get what we want, because it will always be somebody else's fault. And the only way we can get what we want is to be 100% responsible for what we get. So if we don't like what we get, we can change it. But if we blame others, if we put the responsibility outside of ourselves, then there's nothing we can do. It's not our fault. We didn't do it. We're a victim. There aren't any rich victims. There are no rich victims. T. Harv Eker says that in his book. So you got to be willing to treat all your failures as learning experiences and continue to grow your business and prosper. It's that simple. You got to be responsible for everything in your life. It's not for you if you want to live in fear, poverty, scarcity, lack, anger, and resentment. And once again, it's the same thing. It's not taking responsibility. If you want to blame others, oh, my mother did it to me. It's my childhood. It's my upbringing. My wife spends too much money. My kids are in school. That's why I don't have any money. If you want to blame other people, this won't work for you. It's not for you if you like holding grudges. It's their fault. I didn't do it. Won't work. And it's not for you if you think your mind is just fine. It doesn't need any improvement. The amazing thing about this is that the people who think they need the least amount of work on their mind are the people that need it the most. You don't know sometimes what you don't know. So open up your mind. Believe that every day of your life, you have to work on the thing between your ears. And if you can do that, then you can continue to grow and you can continue to prosper. And this is for you. So, you know, the first step in getting what you want is to decide what it is. And I'm actually reading to you right now from Jack Canfield's book, The Success Principles. The indispensable first step to getting the things you want out of life is this: decide what you want. But for many, that's a huge problem, just defining what you want. So we're going to work on that a little bit. And for just a moment, okay, so what we're going to learn. We're going to learn how to create a vision for your life. We're going to take the first step to creating a vision today. We're going to learn how to harness the power within you to move consistently toward that vision. And we're also going to take a very first step at defining core values and defining your major life purpose. And the reason for that is to get our core values, our life purpose, our vision all aligned with each other so that we're humming along on all of our cylinders every day. And if we can do that, we can learn to overcome fear and procrastination. Now, I'm going to tell you that what we're doing today is a 1 hour or less webinar. So we're not going to go in depth into any one of these topics. We're going to brush on every one of them. And at the end of today, for those of you who want to dig deeper, I have a product, and I'm going to give you an opportunity to dig deeper with me with a product. And in case you're sitting there wondering, oh my God, he's going to try to sell me something. I wonder how much it is. Yes, I'm going to show you a product at the end of the webinar, and it's only $27. So you can rest assured, you can put that aside now. I've already told you the price. But here's the thing: I can't do in 1 hour what I can do in several hours. So we're gonna brush over this stuff and show you the direction and give you an opportunity to dig deeper if that makes sense for you. And if it doesn't, that's okay. So thanks to the law of attraction in the universe, you can discover your major purpose in life and attract the things you want to you, including the right customers, and including giving yourself the strength, the power, the self-confidence to turn down wrong customers. You know, many times we get started in this home-based business and we're told, oh, everybody's your customer. Just go out there and talk to everybody. That's not true. Not everybody's your customer. Not everybody's somebody you want to work with. You want the right people in your business. You don't want to be surrounded by people that sap your energy and your strength and your life from you. So you can achieve an understanding of the universe and how the law of attraction works for you. And you can harness the incredible power within you to direct your future and achieve your goals. Now, I want to stop the share for just a moment and actually come out and look and see if there's any comments or questions. I'm assuming that you can hear me and see me, and there's no problems at all with that. And again, I've enabled the Q&A. So if you are having trouble seeing me or hearing me, or maybe the other way to do this is that, assuming you can see me and hear me, just shoot that into the Q&A and let me know for sure that you can see and hear. Okay, let's go back to screen share. Present to everyone, and back to PowerPoint. All right, we already did this. So let me tell you real quick a little of my story. In 2011, I was devastated. I used to own California Flight Academy. I'll sort of tie this all together in a minute, but in 2008, we had 120 students, 30 airplanes, 28 instructors, and we were on top of the world. And by 2009, we were at rock bottom. In 2011, I really hit rock bottom. And I was personally waking up every night basically terrified, in a cold sweat, full of fear, scared over money, scared over growing old, scared over going broke. And at that time, I had income from the sale of the business, California Flight Academy, but I was focused on fear of loss, and guess what I got? More loss. I attracted a lawsuit that if I had any money at all from the sale of the school, the lawsuit finished that. And basically, I was in what I thought was complete and total ruins. And I have a picture of me sitting there in the water ski. And the reason is I love the water ski, and this reminds me of that. In the moments before the boat pulls you up out of the water, you're floundering like a fish out of water, basically. When you're laying in the water with that ski attached to you, you're at the mercy of the currents of the water. The water's pushing you around. You can't hold yourself still. As much as everybody tells you to hold yourself still, you can't hold yourself still. And what you really have to do is grab onto that rope, sort of position yourself as best you can, and you have to suspend disbelief. You have to believe that when the rope pulls, if you just hold on, you will pop up on the ski. And that's what the law of attraction is like. It reminds me of that. It reminds me of floundering in the water in the moment before you actually say hit it and the rope pulls you up out of the water. I began practicing it regularly and implementing the principles in my life. And lo and behold, suspend disbelief for just a few moments and believe that if you can grab a hold of the rope and hang on, it will work. And now I'm getting leads. I'm making sales. I'm feeling confident. Hey, by the way, I put it into my goals to make L1 before LTD. I hit L1 today. I use that as another example, a verification that you can achieve your goals. And right now, I have no fear whatsoever. I have a strong vision of the future, and I know where I'm going. So I've already told you most of this. I had the flight school. In 2009, I laid off 45 employees, and I mean, we imploded. And it wasn't anything I did wrong. It was the financial collapse of 2008 that took us down. So some of the biggest misconceptions about the law of attraction, one of them is wishing upon a star. There are people out there that'll tell you that you just have to close your eyes and see what you want and visualize it. And they call it creative visualization. And creative visualization, by the way, is very important. But I think that I want a new RV, and what I want is I want a 32-foot long RV with a fireplace in it and a driver's door, and I know exactly what it is. And I'm going to tell you that if I sit on my patio deck here staring at the Pacific Ocean with a cold beer in my hand, closing my eyes, wishing for my new RV, that I think I'm going to die of old age before anyone's going to drive that RV up onto my deck. I got to go get it. So wishing upon a star isn't enough. Daily affirmations are not enough. The law of attraction means you can think of something and it will materialize, but you have to go do the work for it. And your why, and my opinion is your why is not sufficient. And people talk about having a why that makes you cry, and there's a place for that. But you need something much more than just why. Most people, when you ask people why they want to do something, why do you want to have your own business? Oh, I want to have more money. That's not why. And what you really want is you want a lifestyle. You don't want the money. What are you going to do with more money? Put it in your mattress? Stuff it away? That's not what you want. So the law of attraction will work for you, but focusing on what you want gives you the guidance from the universe to get what you want. It doesn't give you the thing. You have to meet the universe halfway. That concept, those words come from Larry Hoffman, actually. Meet the universe halfway. Remember when you were in high school, when you were at that dance and the boys were on one side of the hall and the girls were on the other side, and you wanted to walk across the hall and ask, well, in my case, it was the cute girl that I saw. I wanted to walk across the dance floor and ask her to dance, but I was afraid to. She was probably standing there thinking the same thing. If I started walking, maybe she would have started walking. We would have met halfway. We would have danced, but we didn't. Why? We were afraid. The universe will test you. It will play with you, but it will yield to you. So you got to go out and do the work. The biggest challenges, what I find, are the biggest challenges is that we are born to win. We are a piece of infinite intelligence, and we'll talk about that in a moment. We're born to win, but we are programmed to fail from birth. We are surrounded by negativity. And we're going to talk a little more about that in a moment. But fear is so dominant in our life. Fear of loss, fear of old age, poverty, ill health, death. We have to get over all that. We have to put it behind us. We can't live our life in fear, because if we live our life in fear, guess what we're attracting more of into our life? We are attracting what we think about. And if we're thinking about fear of old age, that's what we're attracting. We're going to get old. And we'll get old and we'll get sick sooner than our time. So that's why we got to learn to harness the awesome power within us to change our lives and manifest the desired outcome. As long as we live in fear and negativity, we're going to manifest more of fear and negativity. Now, here's a couple testimonials about what I'm going to call the Ultimate Vision Workshop from Bob. Len Mooney hit a home run with his first workshop, mentioning several of his mentors, yada, yada, yada. Attending Len's workshop was very insightful. Thanks, Len. And from Shirley, I really enjoyed your training. Received a lot of value and ahas. Thank you very much. There's an amazing woman, by the way, just an amazing woman. So, who are we? I was raised in Catholic schools. Now, I want to emphasize, I am not making negative comments about Catholicism at all. But all of our catechism, question number, 1, 2, or 3, whatever it was, we were born and created in the image and likeness of God. And it took me many, 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 many years to assimilate that and really begin to understand what it means. And what it really means is that we aren't physical beings with a soul. We are souls with a physical body. We are spiritual beings who have chosen, for whatever reason, we don't know the reason, can't tell right now. Maybe someday we'll be able to figure it out, but we are spiritual beings who have chosen to manifest into this physical universe. But our soul is uniquely us. And that soul is an extension of the universe. It's an extension of infinite intelligence. It's an extension of source energy. Call it God, call it source energy, call it the universe, call it whatever you want to call it, but it exists and it is powerful and you are part of it, and so are you. You are connected to source energy and you have the power to tap into source energy, but we've somehow lost our ability to use that power, and I think I know why. We're going to talk about it. Thoughts are things. They vibrate. They have energy. It's the nature of thought to try and materialize into its physical equivalent. That comes from John Kehoe's book, Mind Power into the 21st Century. And there is sufficient evidence to indicate unequivocally that the mind can and does directly affect physical reality, also from Mind Power. Now, one might say, well, that's just one book, Mind Power. What do other people think? This is from the dominant thought leaders of our time. This is the understanding of how things work. And this is not a new concept. This concept is actually several thousand years old. In the movie The Secret, the movie referred to information that was kept from the general populace for thousands of years. It was the secret. And there is, in fact, a basis in reality for that claim. There is information that was available thousands of years ago, and it was kept from the general population because the kings and rulers and emperors and pharaohs didn't want the people to know that they had power. They wanted the people to be suppressed. I won't say anything about our government today. We'll just leave that alone. So where do we begin? We got to begin with a vision. The first step is to create a vision of what you want your life to be like. Who are you? Where do you live? What does it look like? It's more than your why. It's the legacy you want to leave your family, your children, your grandchildren. It's the impact you want to have on the planet. And as part of the vision workshop, there's a vision worksheet that we go through that in detail, looking at who we are and what we want to be. Now, for example, part of the legacy I want to leave personally is I intend to generate and am generating enough money that I'm wanting to form, and I haven't formed it yet, but I envision a thing called the Len Mooney Foundation, and the Len Mooney Foundation supports, and my favorite projects are mountain gorillas, orphaned elephants, sharks and manta rays, to stop the finning, to stop the destruction of the rainforests, clean drinking water for children, and I do support all of those things. And I want to do more and more and more. The legacy I want to leave when I'm being dropped into my grave, I want people to stand over me and say, he helped support the planet. He was part of the movement that made Earth a better place for people. And that takes money. It takes money to do that. So we need to align our vision with our core values and our major life purpose. And if we can do that, maybe you don't even know you have core values, but you do. What are the most important things to you in your life? And what is your major life purpose? And if we can sync those things up and get them humming along like a finely tuned machine, then we jump out of bed in the morning with enthusiasm because we know who we are, and we know where we're going. And our daily actions are aligned with our core values, our strengths, our visions. That's where we want to get to. We don't want to live our life with, it's Monday. Oh my God, it's Tuesday. Wow, it's Wednesday, it's hump day. No, we want every day to be a thrill and an excitement, and to have meaning and to have purpose for ourselves as we hum through life, fulfilling our life's mission. So how would it feel if you knew who you are and what you want out of life, and you could take off the gloves and go for it with gusto? How would it feel if you could overcome procrastination and overwhelm and take action? Because you just jumped in with both feet and you were positive and you believed in the possibility, because you knew who you were, you know who you are, you know that you can do it, and you believe in yourself. Art Williams, the founder of the great insurance company, great network marketing insurance company, many millions of dollars, made the observation that the single biggest reason many Americans fail is they don't believe that they can. You have to have belief. So once we build a vision for ourselves, then we need to really elucidate our core values. What are the things that are most important to you? So for example, one way to do this is to free flow. Just make a list, close your eyes, make a list of 10 of the most important things to you. And then try to prioritize the list. And if you think of 20 or 30 things, try to knock it down to a manageable number. But try to look at some of the really important things. Like on my list is freedom and health. And then in order to prioritize the list, we will take these values like two at a time. So for example, freedom and health, and we'll say, okay, if I could only keep one, which one would I keep? And for me, this is a really tough one because freedom is extremely important to me. But I think that if I had to choose one, I would put health above freedom. Why is that? If I have my freedom, but I don't have my health, then that's pretty sad. But if I have my health, then I can fight for my freedom. No matter where I am or what I'm doing, I can fight for the freedom. But I have to have the health to do that. So health comes up more important. So in doing a core values exercise, which we spend a fair amount of time doing in the Vision Workshop, we come up with our core values and we prioritize that list. And the reality is people follow people who know who they are and what they stand for, who know where they're going. They don't follow network marketers. They follow leaders. They follow people who are sure. And it's not about making money. It's about providing leadership. So knowing what we stand for, one way to know what you stand for is to ask yourself, what would you do every day of your life even if you weren't getting paid for it? And if the answer is drink beer, maybe we need to rethink that a little bit. But what is it that excites you so much that you'll leap out of bed at the crack of dawn with enthusiasm, optimism, and energy because you love to do it? Hint, I'm doing it right now. I love to teach. I love to be on stage. I'm a born ham. I didn't know that. I remember the first time I ever stood on stage in front of an audience, scared out of my, well, I was scared. I do remember when I was absolutely terrified. I remember when I was being filmed and televised, and I actually was filmed and televised, and oh my God, the first experience was just awful. I remember my first video several years ago. It's ugly, but there's over 500 videos out there now, and I love doing videos. So I love teaching. I love being on stage. I love sharing. And if you look back through my whole life is permeated with that. So that's at the core of who I am and what I do. So once you've determined and written down your life purpose, I'm going to read it every day, preferably in the morning, and we're going to make certain your goals and your vision are aligned with and serve your life's major purpose. And as you mature and develop, we can refine our life's purpose. But we need to get started. So for me, what I came up with when I did the life purpose exercise, which by the way, you can also find this in Jack Canfield's book. He does a life purpose exercise. You don't have to have my vision workshop to do it. But my life purpose that I came up with after going through the exercise several times was to use my intelligence and flexibility to understand individuals and inspire peace, harmony, and acceptance among people. That's what I do. That's what's important to me. Understand individuals and inspire peace, harmony, and acceptance among people. Now, let's talk about outwitting the devil. And you might think that's a strange title, but you know, Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich, also wrote a second book called Outwitting the Devil. That book was hidden in a drawer for 50 years because his family was afraid to release it. It was pretty controversial. Interesting book. But what is the devil? Let's go back for a minute. We're spiritual beings. We've manifested into a physical universe. Call it God. Call it energy, infinite energy. Call it whatever you want. But there are two sides to that coin. There's yin and yang, good and bad, up and down, left and right. The devil is the bad side. It's the negative side. It exists in everything. It's the chaos. It's the disorder. It's the weeds in the garden. Left unattended. The natural state of affairs is to move toward disorder or chaos. Now, all you have to do is plant a garden to find that out. You don't need me to tell you that. Anyone who's ever tried to grow a garden knows that if you don't weed the garden, the weeds take over. And science has long understood this concept. Yes, I'm an engineer, by the way. It's long been understood, I'm going to use a big word here, it's long been understood in thermodynamics that the universe drifts toward maximum entropy. What in God's world is he talking about? Well, a perfect example is herding kittens. That's maximum entropy. That's disorder, Brownian motion. It means maximum disorder. Now, if you think about the universe just sitting there as this great big glob of stuff that started at an infinitesimally small point and generated a big bang and is flying apart, you might think that, well, is that really maximum disorder? And the answer is yes. It's not ordered motion at all. It's maximum disorder. It's flying apart. And that's the natural state of affairs. I don't know why. That's just the way the universe is. That's the physical world that we manifested into, and we have to deal with it. So unfortunately, the devil is the fear. It's the fear we go to bed with at night, the fear of poverty, the fear of old age, ill health, death, the bill collector, running out of money. And as long as fear is dominant, that's what we get more of. So fear stops us more than any other emotion. When we are afraid, we drift in and out of purpose. We procrastinate. A confused mind does nothing. It shuts down. It procrastinates. So we have to beat the devil in his own game. Now, whether or not you believe that there's a physical devil, like we were taught in Catholicism, or whether or not you just believe that the devil is the negative side of affairs, it's the weeds growing in the universe, it's okay. It doesn't matter. It's just like it's okay if you believe in God or infinite energy, call it whatever you want to call it. It's okay what you call it. But the fact is that it's there, and we have to beat it at its own game, because if we don't, it will take us down. We are programmed into negative thinking. We're programmed from the moment we come into the world at birth, maybe even pre-birth. There's reason to believe that we may begin to receive programming prenatal. And what does that mean? It means, no, you're not good enough. You can't do that. It starts with our upbringing. By the time you reach the age of 18, you've heard the word no 200,000 times, seen 30,000 acts of violence. And that might be a small number in today's world. You've received more than 12 million messages in the form of advertising telling you how to look, what to eat, how to feel. Good gosh, no wonder. If you were born to succeed, you were programmed to fail in our society from the moment you were born, and as I said, maybe even earlier than that. There is reason to believe that the programming starts prenatally. So what are we going to do with it? What do we do about it? We got to install new software. We got to update the program. We got to erase the negativity. It's just like it's like your hard drive. Time to do a hard reset, erase, reformat. We got to reformat the drive and replace it with positive thinking and definiteness of purpose. Definiteness of purpose, that big phrase from Napoleon Hill. You can't achieve anything without definiteness of purpose. So you've got to feed your mind what you want it to have. If you feed your subconscious mind thoughts of fear, scarcity, negativity, chaos, and failure, that's what it's going to work on manifesting for you. If, as I did several years ago, I lay in bed thinking about the bills I can't pay, I get more bills I can't pay. That's what the universe brings me. But if I go to bed thinking about the people I'm going to help, the success I'm going to achieve, the strides I'm going to make, the accomplishments I'm going to have, that's what the universe is going to bring me. So we have to feed our subconscious mind thoughts of abundance, health, wealth, and happiness. And that's what it's going to work on for us. I have a little jingle. I say to myself, I lay my head on my pillow every night. Excuse me. And I got this, by the way, for those of you who know Mark Harvison, I got this concept from Mark. Mark used to walk, and when he was walking, he used to envision $1,000 bills. Every time his foot came down, he envisioned a $1,000 bill hitting his checking account. So I have this little jingle that I say to myself, laying my head on the pillow at night, I sing it to myself. Maybe you don't want me to sing. Hey, $10,000 a month in my bank, $10,000 for me. I'm so happy, grateful, and free. Now that there's $10,000 for me. That's what I program my mind with every month. I'm not there yet, but I'm a hell of a lot farther today than I was a year ago, or 6 months ago, or for that matter, even 3 or 4 months ago. I see the direction, and I believe. So one of the ways to do this is to create a vision board. There are several ways, but one of the ways is to create a vision board for yourself, to cut out pictures and posters and things of what it is you want your life to look like. What do you want your family to look like? How about your love life, your health, your home? How about your traveling, your career, your blog, your exercise, etc.? This is just one example of a thing called a vision board that you can create for yourself. And if you don't have one, I strongly recommend that you do have one. And what I have is a thing called a vision movie, a mind movie, which I tell you more about in the vision workshop. But I have a movie that I play every morning, the first thing I do when I get up, and every night, the last thing I do before I go to bed. I play my mind movie, my vision movie, my movie of what I want my life to be like and what I expect to achieve and to accomplish. And it's all coming true, what's happening. So have you gotten value so far? I hope so. Vision Workshop. The Ultimate Vision Workshop. Unleash the awesome power of your subconscious mind. Now, I know you could read, but we are spiritual beings, once again, who have chosen to manifest into a physical universe. And as such, we're connected to infinite intelligence. You got to believe that. We have the power through our subconscious mind to create our future. In this workshop, we're going to dig much deeper into harnessing that power. And we're going to craft your vision for success. It's often been said that the pain pushes you until your vision pulls you. Without a powerful vision to pull you through the tough times, you'll throw up your hands in frustration and quit. And this, by the way, is why I believe many people drop out of network marketing. They are taught to have a why. Write down your why. Why do you want to do this? And people write down things like, why? Because I want more money. Because I want to pay my bills. They might even write down because I want to go on vacation. But those are weak. They are weak reasons. And when push comes to shove, when the fifth person stands in front of them and tells them, that's a pyramid scheme, that's illegal, you're going to jail, how can you get involved in such a dumb thing? They fold and they run for cover because the why isn't big enough to survive the criticism. So we're going to craft a compelling vision that will be powerful and pull you through the tough times. It's often been said that your pain pushes you until your vision pulls you. And for many people that have had trouble paying their bills, there are many people that have been struggling paying their bills for 20 years. That's not obviously not painful enough to get them off their duff to do anything. They need a much stronger reason than I want to pay my bills. Maybe even on time for a change. That's not a strong reason. It's not powerful enough. So the Vision Workshop is a 5-module course. The Module 1 is the power of thought. Module 2 is defining your core values. Module 3 is discovering your life's major purpose. Module 4 is crafting a compelling vision. And Module 5 is belief, the key to success. And once again, I'm going to quote Art Williams. The major reason people fail is they don't believe they can. So Module 1, the power of thought, understanding how thought tends to materialize into its physical equivalent, capturing the essence of pure thought and how to harness its energy. Discover how the great leaders have understood this for centuries. There's a thing called the Emerald Tablet that's at least 3,000 years old. And it was hidden. It was buried away. It was kept from the populace because the emperors and rulers didn't want people to know about the power they had. So there really was a secret that was kept for thousands of years. Module 2 is the core values exercise. And we will go through a much more extensive core values exercise and learn to hum along through life, firing on all cylinders as you discover your core values and bring your life into alignment with them and prioritize them. So this is a simple but very powerful exercise. Module 3, discovering your life's purpose. Why are you here? What are you supposed to contribute to the planet, to the universe? What is your major purpose in life? And, you know, unfortunately for many Americans, the major purpose in life seems to be to make it from Monday to Friday. And is that what you want from your life? Is that all you want? Isn't there more? Don't you want something bigger? Don't you want a legacy to leave behind? Do you want over your grave, over your funeral, on your final days, do you want people to read your eulogy? And it says, made it from Monday to Friday successfully for 50 years. Wow, what a legacy. So we're going to conduct an extremely powerful life purpose exercise. It may just change the course you're on. You might find out that you want something different for your life. And we can show you how to get it. Craft your vision. Because once we know what we want, we're going to craft that vision. And we're going to make sure that our vision's aligned with our core values. And it's going to be compelling so that we jump out of bed every day with enthusiasm. because we know our life's purpose, we know our core values, we know our vision's aligned and congruent, and we're humming along on all 8 cylinders, banging along through life, getting where we want to go, doing the things we want to do, and creating the legacy we want to leave. So when the final day comes and somebody holds up that can and says, "This bud's for you," there's meaning to it. There's meaning. The power of belief. Without belief, nothing else works. You gotta believe. To achieve your goals, you gotta believe. You gotta develop that rock solid belief that you are worthy and that you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. And if you can do that, you can learn to overcome procrastination and eat overwhelm for breakfast. And you can become unstoppable because finally you know who you are, where you're going. How cool is that? So here's what you get. And I've put values of $27 on each one of these modules. I frankly think that's a low number, but that's what I put. I mean, look, it's arbitrary. I can throw a dart at a blackboard or a cork board. And each module, value $27, $135 for the course. And there's a personal vision worksheet and the core values worksheet that's included in my free ebook, or my ebook, the 11 Secrets to Success, is included. And of course, a 100% absolute money back guarantee. If you don't get everything I say you're going to get out of this workshop and more, if you don't like it, if you think it's whatever you think, just ask for your money back. And I like to say I will cheerfully refund your money, but nobody cheerfully refunds money, but I will refund your money. The truth is, if you don't get value, I don't want you to have it. Okay? So 30 days, money back guarantee, ask for your money back, keep the course. So the total is this what you get. And for today, it's $27. List price is $97. And for anyone who orders, I'm also offering a half-hour coaching session. If I can help you with anything, your vision, your core values, or anything else you want. Maybe you want help with tracking pixels. I don't know. I'm getting pretty good at those too. So whatever you want, I'm here for you. If I can help you in any way, let me know. So here's what you get. You go to linmooney.com/vision, and it's $27 today. Tomorrow, who knows? And look at this. I have this testimony from this incredible lady named Karen. She did a bang-up job. That was the live presentation of the Vision Workshop. And this one today is, it's an expanded, somewhat improved, more in-depth, but very similar. So that's all for today. lenmooney.com/vision. I'm going to stop the share, kill the slideshow, and I didn't what? I didn't what? Hello, Karen. I didn't what? What didn't I do? Any questions out there?